Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have a diamond in the rough I'd like you guys to meet. This here is Luke Lehnen. He is a quarterback out of North Central College. Nice to have you today, sir.
Thanks for having me on.
Sure thing. If people don't know you yet, they're sleeping under a rock. We are looking at a two-time Gagliardi Trophy Award winner, two-time national champion, a lot of great accolades, records, and all this stuff that you've been able to accomplish throughout your career. But obviously, we want to get a chance to meet you and see who this year's prospect is. So go ahead and introduce yourself so we can get going.
Yeah, I'm Luke Lehnen, quarterback. I'm from Chatham, Illinois. Went to D3 school, North Central College, and now I'm in Texas playing for the UFL Arlington Renegades.
Yeah, I probably should have added that too. Playing for the Arlington Renegades there in the UFL. Pretty solid QB room there too. So I mean, we'll get a chance to talk about that. But want to kind of start at the beginning of your story, and then we'll work our way up to where what you're doing right now. So again, from Illinois, kind of want to take it as far back as we can. I mean, how long have you played football?
I think my parents got me into flag football probably like first grade, first and second grade, and then third grade is when I moved to Chatham, and then that's when I started playing like tackle football.
Gotcha. And were you always the guy under the helm as the quarterback, or did you play different positions, or how did those early days work for you?
Yeah, in third grade when we started tackle football, I actually started as a corner, and then the next year, I played quarterback, and then from then on, I was quarterback. I would play like some receiver and running back sometimes. Like in middle school, you try to get other guys reps at quarterback. So
Sure.
like I would go play running back and stuff, but mainly quarterback.
Well, I mean, it has obviously worked for you. But again, along with some football along the way, did you were a three-sport athlete there in high school, played some baseball and basketball. Talk about you as a high school athlete before we move on to all these crazy collegiate years.
Yeah, I just always liked staying busy growing up, playing as many sports as I could. My parents got me involved at a young age, and I just really loved competing. So luckily, I was able to find a love for competing through basketball and baseball along with football. But yeah, just played three sports throughout high school. Um, Played shooting guard for the basketball team, and then played center field for baseball. Um, but yeah, it was. I really enjoyed playing three sports. Just when one sport ended, the next one started right up. Especially with football, senior year, we would play into the playoffs, and then we'd have like one basketball practice, and then our first game of the year, and like our whole starters were football guys. So, but yeah, it was a really fun time playing all three sports in high school. I really enjoyed it.
Wow. If people don't know, we're actually looking at a guy who played all 4 years of baseball at North Central College too. And so I don't know if maybe when you were being recruited, if you were being recruited as an athlete because you're playing multiple sports, but how did you ultimately get an opportunity to play as a dual sport athlete at North Central versus maybe perhaps somewhere else?
Yeah, I actually have to thank COVID for that. I mean, not very many things came out of COVID, but this is one of them. So when I was first getting recruited there, the head coach at the time, Jeff Thorne, he was like, "No, I don't want you playing baseball. If you're going to be the quarterback for us, I want you to be able to focus on football, really learn the playbook and understand what we're doing so that we can continue having success." And then COVID hit, and then we didn't have a season that fall. So when I got to school to report for football, he was like, "You know what? I talked to the baseball coaches here. They want you to come play for their team. I'm totally fine with it if that's something you're wanting to do." So like the past like 4 months, I'm like football only, not even thinking about baseball anymore. And then I get to campus and he tells me I can be part of the team. So the next week, my parents brought my baseball stuff back up to campus and I started practicing with the baseball team that fall.
Nice. And again, I'm assuming you're still in the outfield there for North Central.
Yep, still in the outfield.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one stat this past season where you threw a little bit in a game as a
Yeah.
pitcher, but mainly the stats indicated that you were an outfielder, um, a, a fairly decent baseball player. I do want to acknowledge that before we talk about, some of all of these, great accomplishments in the football realm of things, but decent batting average. 325 is nothing to ignore. You're obviously able to get on base, make a hit, be a reliable guy there. Anything else you want to talk about your with regards to your baseball, career there at North Central?
Yeah, with baseball, I think something that uh, I was best at was my defense in the outfield. As a sophomore, I was lucky enough to win a Golden Glove, which is
Nice.
pretty cool. I didn't even realize I won it until like my my football coach had texted me because he had saw it on Twitter or something and told me congrats. Like, but I had no idea I was even up for the award. But yeah, my batting average 325. I had one year where it was below 300, really brought my batting average down. But other than that, that was pretty solid there.
Yeah, fairly solid. I'm kind of thinking, winning a Golden Glove award as a defensive man, how does that maybe translate to a guy as a quarterback? And I'm thinking about, obviously there's a lot literally coming at you, maybe not as fast as a baseball, but a lot of angry, monstrous men trying to kill you. And you have to adjust to it, and so maybe that is a good way of talking about it. I mean, anything else that you would add? I mean, of course, from baseball to football, like the traits that might go together.
Yeah, definitely. For me as a quarterback, playing outfield, arm strength is a big thing. You need a good arm to play outfield,
Of
and I
course.
think that translated to the football field. That helped me there. And also like first step quickness in the outfield when that ball's hitting the gap, you really have to be quick with that first step, or else you're not going to get to the ball.
Right.
And then if I were to play receiver or like a kick returner, punt returner, then also tracking the ball in the air also would really translate to football with that aspect.
Gotcha. Well, obviously, as a quarterback, you did a whole lot of fantastic things. So let's go ahead and get after that. Again, two-time national champion winner. And some of your stats are just gaudy, dude, if we're being real about it. Over 12,000 yards passing, which is really insane. I believe you also hold the record for NCAA touchdowns that you're you know, uh, I guess that you account for, in that being 213, 162 of which have been in the air, and of course the rest of which are on the ground as a solid runner. How would you describe yourself as a quarterback?
I would describe myself as someone who can make plays, throwing the ball, running the ball. I can also extend plays really well. I feel like scrambling has been something that I've been I've done well at over the years. And my receivers always did a great job of getting open and finding me when scrambling stuff happened. But being able to throw the ball in the pocket on the move, and then also being able to hurt a defense with my legs if they forget about me sometimes. That's how I describe myself.
Gotcha. Talk a little bit more about this offense here at North Central because, bro, even before you got there, I mean, it's been a fantastic, really, place to play. I mean, it is literally the premier place to play in Division III, and you guys have made it such over such a long period of time. You had a guy like Brock Rutter before you, who really kind of laid the foundation there. But
Mhm.
how would you describe that offense that you guys have been able to run so efficiently throughout all these years?
Yeah, I would describe our offense as explosive. We have a lot of big plays, whether it's with the run game. We've always had a great O line, so our run game is really big, and we've always had two or three running backs that can get the job done for us. It's not just one person. We always have two to three guys, and then with the pass game, like still being super explosive. We have tons of guys that can beat you with speed, get down the field and make big plays. Yeah, just a very explosive offense, and you don't really know who to stop because then somebody else is going to be able to do something for us as well.
Yeah, fairly balanced actually when you're looking at rushing versus passing. Uh let's give some props to some guys there. I mean, I know that there's an All-American running back in the mix there too. So talk up some of the athletes that you had a chance to play with during your time there.
Yeah, the I've been so blessed to play with so many great athletes. My old line over the past 4 years I was there is just phenomenal. You have Gerard Thornton, who won the Remington Award, D3 Center uh, of the Year. You had Sharmore Clark, who is, I think, might have been four-time All-American. And then Jesky Maples, Sam Pryor, who were two, three-time All-Americans. Zach Fortier, Nick Fairley, Will Ebert, Ryan Kennelly, Jared Durian, our center this year, who stepped in and did a really good job for us when we were needing a center. So a lot of big boys up front. Then you have our running backs. I had the pleasure of playing with Ethan Greenfield, who won the Gagliardi Trophy in 22 and was All American. Terrence Hill. I had Joe Sacco, Chuck Coleman, Sean Allen, Jordan Chisholm at running back, all 4 years. So just tons of guys with the run game, and then the pass game. Like our receivers, just unstoppable. Like freshman year, I was so lucky to come in and have a veteran group with Andrew Kaminsky, Blake Williams, Corey Blair, D'Angelo Hardy, and then in like the later years with Joey Lombardi and Thomas Skopna, Jacob Parody, Miles Walton, Nick Rummel, Jack Rummel. Like I just had endless weapons. It really made my job easy. And then I
Yeah,
can't forget
no,
about the tight ends. Can't forget the tight ends with Matt Robb, Alec Wolf, Matt Quinn, Cody Hart, Bobby Bamer, and Isaac Banker. Like I just had so many weapons, made my job really easy.
yeah, God forbid we don't mention them all. Obviously,
Yeah, I know.
there's
I
there's
can't forget
so
anybody.
there's so many of them. I remember going back a few seasons, Kaminsky really setting unbelievable records as a receiver. Excellent dude, very efficient route runner. D'Angelo Hardy, in his own right, very great receiver, had an opportunity with
Mhm.
the Ravens. And
Yep.
so, you guys are, positioning some guys to actually make that jump to the pros. So kind of sweet that, North Central is not just a Division III powerhouse. They're also producing great talent that moves on to do other things. And of course, you're there in Arlington at practicing with the Renegades of the UFL right now. So again, we'll get to that here in a second. Uh, Dude, national championships galore for you guys. You of course had the opportunity to win a couple of them. You're in you're in it like almost every single year. Uh Talk about this legacy here, man. You guys were able to face Mount Union yet again this year, which you had faced them a couple seasons ago, winning the national championship against them. Talk about this matchup between two of the titans of the Division III ranks.
Yeah, Mount Union's a really great team, great program, and they have great history. With our dynasty, I don't think we've arrived at the dynasty yet because if you look at people like Mount Union and Whitewater and like the Purple Powers, just the amount of championships they've been able to win, that's what we're chasing as a program. But yeah, I love the rivalry we have between Mount Union, getting to play them. I got to play them 3 out of the 4 years. Not two of them were in the championship game, but just getting to play a great team on a big stage, just super fun. Just getting to compete out with a team like them.
Gotcha. Uh, let's look at some of the highlights from this past season. Again, dude, there's a lot of them. You guys went undefeated. Your track record is tremendous, actually. Throughout your entire season, you've only lost 2 games, which that's just amazing. I don't know how many people can say that they've won 57 games. You've won 57 collegiate games, only lost two of them, and they're by like this much. I mean, you guys are
Mhm.
dominating like all of your opponents. Let's look at this past season. I was trying to figure out which games to talk about, but a lot of great playoff wins. Is there maybe one moment from the regular season that sticks out before we talk about that championship game?
I think the biggest regular season moment for us was just playing against Wheaton. They've been our rival for however long that the school has existed. But yeah, we always have a big rivalry game for the Little Brass Bell. And we were one of the first group of seniors to beat Wheaton all 4 years since like I don't remember which group of seniors was the last one to do it, but there haven't been many that have been able to say that they beat Wheaton all 4 years of college. So that was a really big moment for us seniors.
Great. Interesting note about that game against you and Wheaton. Dude, you ran the ball a lot in that game. 146 yards, three touchdowns. Again, this is just on the ground. Uh, is there maybe one of those runs that sticks out or what?
Yeah, there was one run for me. I made the wrong read on a play. It was just a read option play. I pulled it and they had like three guys or two guys waiting for me. They had three guys waiting for me and I had one guy to block all three of them. And Bobby, the tight end, he blocked one guy and then I had two dudes and I was sprinting straight toward the sideline and just stopped and just cut underneath them and they kind of ran into each other a little bit and then I was able to run for a big touchdown. So a really bad read on my part, but I made it work, so that was kind of fun.
Fairly decent outing this past year for you on the ground. Rushed for over 900 yards. Better than a lot of running backs out there. Got to pat yourself on the back for that one. So it was what 979 total, which is great, and 3,258 yards through the air. Let's talk about this championship game, buddy. A lot of great moments in that one. Again, you're facing Mount Union again. Want to go out there and obviously deliver because again, maybe the past season left a sour taste in your guys' mouth losing against Cortland. So you kind of want to go out there and prove that you guys are the top dog. How did it feel going into that game?
It was definitely, I was very anxious for it, just waiting for it to finally show up because usually we play on Fridays. The past 3 years we had played on Friday, but this one got moved all the way to Sunday, I believe. So just waiting around all week for it. And we had a bye week before with the new playoff system. So definitely very anxious, just waiting for it to come up, just like knowing what happened last year and wanting to get that taste out of our mouth and just finish how we should have. But yeah, and was super ready for it, super excited for it as well. And then the day finally came, and it was a very fun day.
Gotcha. Almost 300 yards in the air during that game. Had four passing touchdowns. Any particular drive or play during that game that sticks out? Can you walk me through that championship game?
Yeah, definitely the last drive of the game was the big one for us. I think we got the ball with about 8 or 9 minutes left. Our defense got a stop for us, and we were up by 8 points, I believe, at the time. So we knew if we scored, or maybe we were up by 9 points. I think it was 9 points. If we knew if we scored, the game would be over. And we got down to some third downs and even a fourth down. Got to a 4th and 1, and me and the rest of our guys are turning to the sideline like we better be going for this. And we're on our own 30-yard line. So very dangerous call, but shout out to Coach Spencer for trusting us to get the job done. We ran the ball right behind our two All-American linemen. Needed 1 yard, got like five. Everybody was pushing the pile. Everybody got out the super hype. So that was a big play. And then the very next play, we ran like a tight end pop pass that we had saw somebody else run on film, and I underthrew it a little bit. But Isaac Banker came back and jump balled a kid and made a great catch. And then And then Coach Spencer just kept pulling out shots, and then we ran another deep play, and Jacob Parody made a nice play, and then Jacob Parody catching the final touchdown on third down, jumped up, caught the ball, broke through two tackles, and scored. And it was just electric. So the last drive of the game was just the best moment of that entire game.
Awesome. Again, you guys winning that one 41-25, hoisting that trophy once again, walking out of the Stag Bowl as victors. And again, maybe establishing this dynasty of North Central football. North Central football is getting pretty good. I tease a little bit that they might even be good enough to be bumped up to some other division, but of course they are enjoying their success there in Division Three. Luke, a lot going on with you. Unlike some other people who are doing perhaps some other things and have had other opportunities. You actually got signed by the UFL. You're practicing with the Arlington Renegades right now. A very solid group of quarterbacks in that room. I mean, we're looking at Luke Perez, Holton Ahlers, Lindsey Scott. Talk about your time there and maybe some of the things that you've learned being a part of that offense under Stoops.
Yeah, it's been a great opportunity. I've been super grateful to get to do this because not many people get to jump straight out of college and go to the UFL. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun down here in Texas, getting to know the guys, learn stuff from Luis Perez, who's called the King of the Spring for a reason. He's been in so many different spring leagues and has so much experience, and also had some stints with the NFL teams. But just getting to learn from him and kind of pick his brain on certain things, watch him draw up concepts and stuff like that. Just getting to learn from a guy who's been doing this for 7, 8 years, whatever it may be. And then also Holton Ahlers, guy from East Carolina University. He's about 2 years older than me, so kind of can like relate to him more just because we're close to the same age. And he was in my spot last year coming into this team because it was his first year with the Renegades. So just getting to grow closer to him. I've had a lot of good time getting to know him, and then meeting the other guys on the team as well. Like mostly the offensive guys because I don't spend too much time with defensive guys because of meetings and stuff and practice are always separate. But just really getting to know the guys and uh, yeah, it's been fun.
I mean, what a great group of quarterbacks that you have to really, kind of hone each other's talents, learn that system. Of course, Arlington Renegades trying to get themselves a championship in their respective league, and bringing in a guy who knows what victory tastes like. I mean, I think that that's kind of a good way of doing it. So certainly bringing that mindset, and so I definitely appreciate that. Even though you were signed by the UFL, still a player who's seeking out an NFL opportunity. I know you have a pro day coming up soon. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so for me, luckily, like being straight out of college, still being draft eligible. So this UFL will be a great opportunity for me to get some tape against professional players and see if I really have what it takes. But also the pro day coming up. Me and my general manager have been trying to figure it out, like if I can go to one down here in Texas, because like the original plan before the UFL happened, I was going to do a pro day at Northwestern just because it was right in the area by my school. But the moving down here kind of messed things up with that. But my manager, Rick Mueller, was able to get me into the Big 12 Pro Day this coming week. So very big opportunity. Very grateful for that. We're really looking forward to it and hoping that I run fast at the Pro Day. But yes, really looking forward to it.
So a Division III guy can make his way into the Big 12 Pro Day. That to me is just it's bananas me trying to wrap my mind around that, man. I mean, I think that that's an excellent opportunity. They get yet another quarterback coming in there that they can utilize. And the Big 12 Pro Day is huge, man. We have a ton of teams down there. All of the NFL that they've probably sending more people there than they really want to, but they have to because there's so much talent there in the Big 12. And we are seeing a Division III guy down there. That's got to be a hell of a feeling. I don't know if you
Yeah.
have anything else to say about that. To me, that
Yeah,
just blows my mind.
it's definitely a little nerve-wracking just knowing I'm going to like a Big 12 pro day. But yeah, definitely a cool feeling as well, getting the opportunity to do it as a D3 athlete. But again, just really looking forward to the chance to compete.
Great. Well, Luke, want to take a moment to briefly step away from football, see if there's anything else that you would like to share with people about yourself. Anything really that maybe perhaps is important to you, or if you are, I don't know, if you want to share some of your hobbies, or if you have any special talents, or any silly fun facts or quirky things about yourself that you feel comfortable sharing.
Um, For me, like hobby stuff I do whenever I get done with football, like done studying and stuff, like playing video games is something I like to do. I'm also a big golf guy. I'm not the best. I'd say I'm average, but I've been starting to get into golf recently. I've played a couple of times down here in Texas on some off days, but really like to play golf, play video games, and then like something about me that's important is also like Um, my faith in Jesus. I think I've grown up with that relationship with him and hopefully continue to grow with it. But yeah, that's really all there is about me. There's football, video games, golf, and then my faith. And then I'm here with my wife too, so I want to give her a shout out, being supportive of me down here in Texas, making the long journey.
Yeah, I was wondering if you was going to say that because she would probably get after you if you didn't
Yeah, I probably
mention
would have
it.
gotten in trouble if I didn't say
Uh,
that.
but no, great things there. Have you taken in some of the local Texas, cuisine there? While you're hanging out there in Arlington, or what?
Yeah, we've been trying to every off day we try to get out and go see something new. She has on her phone, she has like a notes page with like 20 different restaurants or places to go visit while we're here. Got to go to a stockyard and see a stampede, um, see some longhorns. So that was something we've been able to do so far.
Cool. Anything else on that bucket list to do here anytime soon, or what?
My apartment is right across the street from the Texas Rangers golf course. So I want to get out there on that course eventually.
Cool. Well, obviously, want to do that whenever you get some spare time. But
Yeah.
Luke, I know you're a very busy guy right now. You have a whole lot going on. You're practicing with the Renegades. You're getting yourself prepped for this pro day here very soon. And so I know I need to go ahead and let you go. But as we close up shop, tell all these doubters, tell all these scouts, any of these fans, anyone who perhaps is watching, what makes you a top athlete in this year's draft and why you belong on an NFL team. So go ahead and close with your thoughts.
I think something that puts me above others, just my extreme competitive nature. Just wanting to be the best in everything that I do and compete at a high level, regardless of what it is, what the situation is as well. But yeah, I'm just a competitor that looking for opportunity to play football, and I'm gonna give it my all, no matter what I do. So I'm willing to play anything. I don't care if it's quarterback, punt return, kick return, receiver randomly. I'll do whatever it takes just to get out on the field.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, again, we're looking at really one of the most prolific quarterbacks we've seen in recent years. Again, won the Gagliardi Trophy this past season as well as last year. So, two-time winner of the D3 equivalent of the Heisman, and looking to, I guess, add himself to any team who wants him. And so, Luke, want to wish you all the best with what you're trying to accomplish these days. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure thing. Once again, I got Luke Lehnen, quarterback out of North Central, and currently playing for the Arlington Renegades. Check him out.